Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. We are starting the morning off this morning. We are kind of like intermittently working in between rain showers, and we have gotten quite a bit of rain, which reminds me, put my drink down here. I want to check the rain gauge. Looks like, holy moly. So in the last week, because I haven't been consistent about pulling this, so I'm gonna say within the last week we've had 4, maybe 5 days of rain, and that says 3 inches. So that's a lot of rain. Everything's pretty saturated. So first off, I am going to get my truck unloaded. So I've got a bunch of feed in the back of it, so we're gonna pull it up here to the barn and I'm gonna get it unloaded. All right, here is what we're working with. Not a huge haul, but a haul nonetheless. We have got Timothy grass pellets. These are horse safe starch fortified forage. This is for Gracie. This is her chopped hay, and this is the other kind of chopped hay that I feed her. Usually we feed her chopped Timothy grass, but she has gotten to where she's not super keen on cleaning that up. So I fed this last summer when I couldn't get the chopped Timothy, and she did like it and she did well on it. So I went ahead and picked up a bag of this just to kind of switch it up for her a little bit. We have a bag which I just noticed is broken. That is senior, and this is orchard grass pellets, and then of course bedding. This is a Tractor Supply order basically, and so let's get it unloaded. Nothing in the world tells you you're not 20 anymore like a truck tailgate. Get Velvet and Gracie their grain. Good morning, motorboat. Yeah. Not a papaya fan, huh? I can't believe you didn't eat your papaya. I really want to get to grooming these guys. Velvet desperately needs a grooming, and so that's on my list. I hope I get that done today. Of course, you know how that goes when you say it. Something inevitably happens and you don't get it done. But I've got my fingers crossed, and that's what I'm hustling towards, is to be able to brush my horses today, because it's rainy, they're inside, and it's a perfect day to give them a good brushing. Let's do these guys. We'll plug them in. They are hardening off. So to get ready to go outside. These are our barred rock chicks. They are, oh, almost 3 weeks old. And so they are hardening off. The light goes off during the day, and then I turn it back on at night. But for the sake of you guys being able to see them and what I'm doing, I turn the light back on. I have not done anything with their pen yet today. So this is what their water looks like in the morning when I check on them. And it's just part of having chicks. It's pretty gross. So let's get it cleaned up. I'm going to try to be quiet and sneak in and sneak out. Clean water for you. Get your food cleaned up. If I can find your oyster shells in here. Look at that. Completely buried their oyster shells. That's just... it's like having a bunch of teenagers. I'm going to turn their light back off. So I think I've said this before, but in case I haven't, and you're new here, we raise barred rock chicks for meat, mostly for dog food. We do use it for meat for our own consumption also, but mostly we grow barred rock chicks out in the summertime that are hatched from our own flock of purebred barred rocks to butcher at 16 to 20 weeks old for dog food. Because I do try to home cook as much as I can for my dogs. It's not all the time. My dogs do eat a lot of kibble. I'm not a home cooked dog food snob by any means, but we do try to do it when we can. And oyster shells are a form of calcium for your chickens, but more importantly, oyster shells, we feed our chicks and our chickens oyster shells from a very young age, and it is not only for the calcium, it is also to help them grind up and digest their food. So they have a gizzard, which is where their food goes to get ground up before it goes to the stomach. So it helps them take all of their all of the seeds and the cracked corn and the sunflower seeds and the millet and all of that, those oyster shells help break up their food so that they can go to their stomach and then be digested. Some people, like Justin Rhodes calls them rooster teeth, and they use grit, which you can also use grit. Grit is just like really coarse sand on up to not quite pea gravel size, but it's gravel, very, very small gravel. Some people do use that. I have always used oyster shells. That's just something that we had pretty readily available in Oregon because there's a lot of oysters on the Oregon coast. And here it's a little bit harder to source, but I do still source it here and feed it to my chicks from the time they are just a day old. They have it available to them. They don't really start eating it or doing anything with it until they're about somewhere in between 1 to 2 weeks old. I notice that they're starting to do something with it. Now, are they just kicking it out? I don't know. But I do like to have it available to them so that they don't get things like impacted crop or sour crop, which are things that you don't want in your chickens. So anywho, that's a little explanation on that. I am headed out to clean stalls. Now, I was a very smart lady. I cleaned stalls last night before the horses came in. And so I should just have the nighttime manure to clean up. This should go fairly quickly. So I'm going to get to it. I am moving, everybody's waters are getting rotated and their feed dishes are getting rotated to where their feeders are, or they're eating next to where their fans are plugged in. I only have plug-ins at certain sides of their pins, and so therefore that's what I'm doing, is I'm just rotating everybody from wintertime plug-in stuff, like their water heaters need to be plugged in the wintertime. So their waters go to one side in the wintertime to be able to be plugged in, and now we're coming into summer where they need their fans. So now the waters go to the other side so that they can eat in front of their fans when they come in at nighttime, and cool off really well. So that's what you're seeing me doing, is everybody is switching sides where they eat so that they can have their fans for summertime. To where she can still pick at it. Let's see here, I need to switch which way we're going in and out too. So, this will become the corner that she eats out of next to her fan. Hold on. Why do you have manure next to your water trough? Seems really dumb to me. Piggy. Oh, she's such a pig. You jumped as well. Jeez, oh Pete. Thank you, Chance, for not making a complete mess out of your stall. I appreciate that, buddy. Yes, ma'am. Sure are. mineral delivery. One, two. Number one. Yep. All right. That's just delivery of their horse minerals and their kelp. I keep that free choice. It is time for a little impromptu grooming. My poor little Cushing's girl, she just doesn't shed out the way she used to. Scoot your cheeks. There you go. So for those of you who don't know, Velvet has Cushing's, and she's a diabetic, so she struggles to shed out her winter coat. And Cushing's it deteriorates their muscle mass, and it ruins their metabolism. So it's hard for them to maintain weight, and kind of makes them look older faster, but Velvet's 31, so she's lived a long, good life. Oh, it actually does a pretty dang good job, too. This works pretty good, too, I must say. What? Where is it at? Back here? All right. Let's see if Mags will stand for it. So far, so good. Oh, your tail's got a rat's nest in it. Oh, my hands are slippery. It's the struggle with using detangler. Okay. There you go. Let's see if you'll let me put some fly spray on you. Grace is done. She decided, we talked it over and she decided. That's too close. You're a silly horse. I have a feeling we're going to be moving around a lot. Here is the struggle with having horses out in pasture. These rotten little boogers. There we go. Good boy. Hopefully you won't. Well, you're drooling. How come you're drooling? All right. You guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for coming along with me again on morning chores and just getting the horses a little bit of grooming. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.